Hello friends, welcome back. So in last video we had a problem. If we click on this GK activity and click on our test, then we don't see any question here. It's because we forgot one thing in the last tutorial, that is the layout of this recycler view. We have a recycler view here, so we forgot to give a layout to this recycler view. So let's give layout to our recycler view. So go to the Android Studio. Here after this line, create a linear layout. Linear layout manager. Layout manager is equal to layout manager equal to new linear layout manager, and pass context, that is this. Then set the orientation to this manager. Set orientation, and orientation we want is horizontal one, so linear layout dot horizontal. Then set this linear layout to our recycler view. So our recycler view is our questions view dot set layout manager. Okay, so we have set layout to our recycler view. So now our recycler view should be visible. So let's test. So this is our app. Create one GK category, then on test number 1, then click on this start button. So this is our recycler view. So this is our question and these are our options. So it is visible now. So now to go to the next view, next question, we have to scroll this, drag this recycler view from left to right like this. Okay, if we drag, we have this second question, third question, fourth and fifth. Okay, so these are our questions. So here we have some problem in a recycler view, that is if we scroll, if we drag right to left, if we drag slightly, then we don't have a full question view in the middle. So if we want to go to the question number 2, we have to drag carefully so that we will go to the next question. If we drag slightly fast, then we could go to the next question. So also we have a situation like this. In this we have neither question number 4 nor question number 5 in the middle. So to rectify this problem, we have one Android feature, that is Snap Helper. So what Snap Helper do is, if we drag to the next item, it will show the next item in the middle like this. Okay, so this will take care by the Snap Helper, so we don't have any situation like this with the Snap Helper. Also if we drag a little fast, it will skip all the questions and go to the last question. Okay, in Snap Helper, if we drag, we will go to the next question only. Okay, so let's use the Snap Helper, then we will see the results. So go to our Android Studio. Here in on create, we have init. Here in on create, create a new method, that is set Snap Helper, and create a new function after init, private void set snap helper. Here we will create a snap helper and then we will attach our recycler view to this snap helper. Okay, so snap helper is equal to new. We will use pager snap helper. We have two types of snap helper, that is one is pager snap helper and other is a linear snap helper. We will use pager snap helper because our questions view capture full width of the view. Okay, if we have views that will not capture full width, like we have 2, 3 or 4 views visible, then we could use linear snap helper. Okay, so in our case pager snap helper is useful, so we'll use pager snap helper. Okay, then we will set this snap helper, attach this snap helper to our recycler view. So snap helper dot attach to recycler view, and then we will pass the recycler view, that is our questions view. Okay, so this way we have attached our snap helper to our questions view. And then we will create a callback of our snap helper, that is snap helper dot add on scroll listener, add on not snap helper, that is questions view dot add on scroll listener. Here new on scroll listener. Here we want these two functions, that is on scroll state changed. Press Ctrl and select this also on scrolled and then click on OK. So now we have these two functions that is called on when we change the state of the recycler view, that is we drag left or right, then it will be called on scroll state change. Okay, now we will display the question number that is displayed on the recycler view. So for this we have a text view, that is TV question ID. Okay, let's create another variable, that is private int question ID, name it question ID, and let's initialize it with initialize it with 0. Question ID is equal to 0, and here in init we will set the TV question ID dot set text, and we will display initially we will display question number 1, so we will display 1 out of total number of questions. So our total number of questions is the questions list size, so we'll display the size of questions list. So string dot value of questions list b, what is b? Okay, sorry, okay, b is our button, so we don't want b, we want g underscore questions list, question list. We have used okay, it's in DB query, so press alt enter, g underscore questions list dot size. So we will display 1 divided by question, total number of questions, that is size of the questions list. Then after this we will also display category name. So category name text view dot set text, and here we will display the name of the category, and we have name of the category in category list dot get selected category index, g selected category index dot get name. So this will return the selected category name. Okay, we will display the name here and question ID here. Then when user go to the next question by dragging left to right or right to left, then we have to update this question ID text view. So we will update this question ID in here in on scroll state change. Okay, so whenever the state of this scroll view changed, then we will display it on the question ID text. Okay, so first extract the item number that is displayed on the questions view recycler view. So we will get the view ID. So we will get the view, alt enter, view is equal to snap helper dot find snap view recycler view dot get layout manager. Okay, so this way we can find the current view that is visible. Then we will get its position, and we will store this in the question ID. Question ID is equal to recycler view dot get layout manager, get layout manager, then dot get position, and we will pass the view in this, that is view. Okay, so we have this the position of the view that is currently visible. So we will store this in the question ID, and we will display this question ID to our text view, question ID dot set text, and we will display string dot value of question ID. Question ID is actually this position starts from 0, and we will displaying starting from 1. So we will add +1 here, so it will start displaying from 1 2 3 4 like this, not 0 1 2. Okay, so it will start from 1, +1 plus divide sign, then plus total number of questions, that is string dot value of total number of questions is g question list, sorry, not category list, questions list dot size. Okay, so this is our total number of questions. So it will display the current question divided by total number of questions. Okay, so I guess this will work, so let's test it. Okay, now click on the GK category, then our test number 1. Here we have 5 questions, so click on this start button. So if we drag left to right, we will go to the next question, and then next question, then next. Okay, then this is the last question. Okay, so okay, sorry. Okay, so it will display questions one by one. it will not skip any question. Okay, also it is displaying the question number here, that is fifth question. If we drag, this is our fourth question out of 5, this is our third question out of 5, this is our second question out of 5, this is our first. Okay, so second, first question, so it will display this questions here, question number. Okay, so our snap view, snap helper is working perfectly. Okay, also it is displaying the category name here, that is the GK category. Okay, now what else we want, we also want to change the questions with these buttons, previous button and the next button. Okay, if we press the next button, we should go to the next question, and on pressing of previous button, we should go to the previous question. Okay, so we have to change this also, and also we have to change this, start this timer. Okay, currently it is only displaying the time, it is not decrementing this time, so we have to start this timer also. So let's go to the Android Studio, and here go to the init. In init, we will call another function. Okay, not init, here after set snap helper, we will create another function, that is set click listener. Listeners, then after, in last here, we will create this function private void set click listeners, and we have to create two listeners, one for the previous question button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, then another for next button, next question button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Okay, so now here we have to change the question. On pressing of the previous button, we have to go to the previous question. Okay, so if user press the previous question button, we will update the question that is displaying on the recycler view. Okay, so first we will check if question ID is greater than 0, that is it is not the first question. If it is the first question, we can't go to the previous question because we don't have any previous question. Okay, so we'll check, it should not be the first question. First question ID is 0. Okay, so we'll check ID should be greater than 0, that is if ID is 1, then we are on the second question, then we can go to the first. Okay, if ID is 0, then we already on the first question, we don't have any previous question. Okay, so we'll check if question ID is less than 0, means we are not on the first question, then we will change the question number, that is questions view dot we will call a function that is smooth scroll to position, and here we will pass question ID -1. Okay, whatever question we are on, we will go to the question ID -1, that is the previous question. Okay, similarly on the next question button click, here we will check we are not on the last question. Okay, if we are on the last question, we can't go to the next question, so we will check question ID should be less than max total number of questions, that is our G question list dot size, this is our total number of questions -1. Okay, because ID starts from 0, so it should be less than total number of questions -1. Okay, if this is the case, then we will go to the questions view dot set dot smooth scroll to position question id +1. Okay, then we will go to the next question. So we have set the click listeners of previous button and next button. Okay, now we will start the timer. Okay, so here let's create another function. On create, call a function that is start timer, and let's create this function last. After this function, private void start timer. Okay, here we will fetch the total time of this test. So long time is equal to g test list dot get and the selected test, we have to get the selected text index. So selected test index, g selected test index dot get time. Okay, so this will return the time of the question in minutes. So now let's convert these minutes into the milliseconds. Okay, so multiply this to 60, it will return the time in seconds. Then multiply this with 1000, so it will return the time in milliseconds. Okay, so we'll create a new countdown timer. So countdown timer is equal to new countdown timer, and here we will pass the total time, that is our time. Let's name it total time. So pass first parameter total time, comma, then the interval. So let's interval be 1 second, that is 1000 millisecond is equal to 1 second. So after every second it will call this function on tick. Okay, so after our timer will start from this total time, and after every second it will call on tick. Okay, in on tick we will change the time display that is displayed on the top. Okay, so like here we have this time, that is 20 minutes 15 seconds. Okay, so we will update this time after every second. Okay, so 1 second is our interval, and after every second we will come to this on tick function, and from here we will update this timer. Okay, so how we will update, this L is our time that is left. Okay, that is the remaining time. Okay, so it is our remaining time, so change this L to remaining time. It is also in milliseconds. Okay, so this is our remaining time. Now we will display it in a string. So create a string and name it time is equal to string dot format. So we want to display the time in a format. What format we want? We want 2 decimal point for the hour, then colon, then we want 2 decimal point for the minutes. Sorry, not hour, this is 2 decimal points for the minutes, and then 2 decimal points for the seconds, so 2D. Okay, then we will space, we will display minutes, min. Okay, also we will give you the space here before colon and after colon, or it's fine like this also. Okay, so this is first is our minute, and next is our second. Okay, now after this give value to this first, that is our minutes. So we have, this is our remaining time. Now we will convert this to the minutes first. So time unit dot milliseconds dot 2 minutes, and here we will pass the remaining time. So it will convert the remaining time into minutes and leave the seconds and only take the minutes part. Okay, like here suppose we have the remaining time is 12 minutes and 23 seconds. Okay, so this part will take only 12 as a minute. Okay, it will return the 12 and leave the 23 seconds. Okay, so it will display only 12. So this is our first part. Then next we have to extract 23 from the remaining time. This is our total time in milliseconds. Okay, now we have to extract this 23. Okay, so how can we extract this 23? First we will convert the total remaining time to seconds. So time unit dot milliseconds dot 2 seconds and pass the remaining time. Okay, so this is our total time in this is our total time in seconds. Okay, now we have to this is our total time in seconds, but we have to subtract 12 minutes from this. Means we have to subtract the total time in minutes from this. Okay, so minus, we have to subtract time unit dot milliseconds dot 2 seconds. How much seconds we want to subtract from the total time? The seconds of this time. This is our 12 minutes, so we will convert this 12 minutes to seconds, and then we will subtract this from the total time. Okay, so this is our 12 minutes. Now we will convert this to the seconds. Okay, so copy this and paste it here. Okay, so it will convert this 12 minutes to seconds, and then we will subtract these seconds from the total seconds. So it will return our the remaining seconds, that is 23. Okay, that is what we want. So delete this 12, 23. Okay, so this is our time. Now we have to display this string to our timer text view. Okay, timer text view dot set text time. Okay, so it will display the time. So it will update the time after every second, because we have given the interval as a 1 second. Also one more thing, let's add 1 more second to the total time, because view loading will take approx 1 second, it will take to render the GUI. So we will add 1 second to the total time, so this will be our total time. 1 second will be taken by the GUI rendering process, so that's why we have added 1 second to the total time. Now it should work fine, and then on finish, after time reaches to the 0, then it will call on finish. From here we will we have to finish the test, and we will go to the next results activity. Okay, so we will set this letter here, semicolon. Okay, so this seems fine. Now let's run it. Okay, one more thing, we have to start this timer that we have created. This is our countdown timer. Now here we have to start this timer dot start. Okay, so now we have started this timer, so this seems fine. Now let's run it. Okay, now click on the start button. So this is our test and this is our timer. Okay, we have some problem in our timer. It is displaying 24 minutes and our second part is wrong, so we have to change our second part. Okay, here we have a problem in this. Here this is our first part is correct, then second part here we have microseconds, so instead of microseconds here we want minutes. Okay, change it to minutes. Okay, now this is okay, so let's run it again. So this test is of 25 minutes. Click on start. As you can see, our timer is started from 25th minute. It is displaying time correctly in decreasing order. After every second it is decrementing the time. Okay, so our timer is working fine. Now we will check our button. So this is our next question button. So it is our first question, first out 1 out of 5, and if we click on this next question button, it is displaying our second question, and then on next it is displaying third question. Okay, so our button is working fine. Then it is fourth, fifth, and it will not go after fifth. Okay, similarly if we click on this back button, previous question button, then we have fourth question, third question, second, first. Okay, then we can't go any further. Okay, so our back and forth buttons are working also working fine. So that's it from this video, guys. If you like this video, please press the like button and also subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.